Hey, what's up, everybody? It is I, Bad Billy, from Twin Falls, Idaho, co host of Patriot Confederation and founder of the Bearded Patriots. And before I get started, because of course I've got to plug this right away, if you want to check out my website, check out the Bearded Patriots. That is www.thebeardedpatriots.com. That's right, thebeardedpatriots.com. You'll see why I especially have to plug my website right away at the beginning. So we have Crazy Joe from New York starting his bullshit again. I don't know what is setting him off his rocker this time. He's really going after Matt Connerton, but he did a live stream on YouTube, and there were some people that fucked with him, of course. And hey, that's what he gets. That's what the motherfucker gets. I know who a couple of them were. Actually, I'd say about 3 or 4 of them I know who they were, and I think there were a couple others who might have been from this group called the Onions that he talks a lot about, but I'm not sure. And so anyway, then of course he ends his YouTube stream, and then he does a string of a few videos, which of course he's talking about me. This time, let's see, I've taken bits and pieces from these videos that he did, and I'm going to play them for you, and we're going to pick apart some of the things he said. So without any further ado, let's get started.
But then again, the internet is full of creeps.
Well, that I can agree with. The internet is full of creeps, and people have to be careful, of
and
course.
Scum.
Let's go on.
Just like child molesters and criminals and people who are not law abiding. That's what the internet is really all about. It's not, it could be used as a great tool, but when you got people like Matt Connington, Patrick Milton, uh, Billy Painter, who's in a group called Bearded Patriots. Check that out, Bearded Patriots.
Please do check it out. I just gave the website. See for yourself.
So
thebeardedpatriots.com.
Anti-American and a radical.
So the Bearded Patriots were anti-American and a radical. I think the website's going to tell you a whole different story, a completely different story to tell you how full of shit you are, Joe.
Of the left, and pretending that he's on the right when he's really on the left, and he's also a traitor to his race.
Okay, so because I'm not a racist like you, I'm a race traitor, so you call me. Oh yeah, that's right. That's because my sister was dating a black man, which she has every right to do, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's no laws against it. There's no laws against God that says you can't do it. There's nothing wrong with interracial relationships, of course, unless it's you got radical people, racist like Crazy Joe here, or KKK skinheads, white supremacist pieces of crap. Yep. And I know a lot of them claim to be patriots too, but their prejudice just does not abide well with me. So anyway, come on, Joe. What else have you got to say?
He's a real traitor.
Oh, I almost failed to mention you called me what, a rhino Republican in name only. Yeah, that's rich. That's rich.
because
But
he's
let's
mentally
continue.
disturbed. And all those people, like Billy Painter, he's mentally disturbed, and he's in a radical group that should be investigated by the feds.
Actually, you idiot, you can call the feds. We've done nothing wrong. Call the feds. Doesn't matter. We we've broken no laws. In fact, we've already had some other idiot call the Southern Poverty Law Center or whatever there was. Yeah, Southern Poverty Law Center called on us, and they can't do a damn thing. Nope. As a matter of fact, if the Southern Poverty Law Center heard the shit you were saying, well, they'd probably just discard you as a fool because you don't have a very big following. So I don't think you really have anything to worry about
And
there.
disguising himself as being on the right side when he's really on the left side. Because if you battle me, I'm purely on the left side. You know, there's no phoniness about
Yeah,
that.
you are. Actually, you have proven to be a leftist yourself on many occasions because, let's face it, you know, the Democrats have started slavery here in the United States. The Democrats started Jim Crow. The Democrats, you know, like look at some of the crap that Joe Biden said back in the day with him using the N word, just like you. And oh yeah, he didn't want his children to go to school with black kids because he said he didn't want them to end up in a racial jungle. Yep, you're no different than him. In fact, you know, just like Black Lives Matter and Antifa, you know, you've tried to have me canceled. You've done everything you can, but it's all failed attempts, Joe. All failed attempts. It never works for you, you fucking moron.
Yeah, hi there. I made a typo mistake. I was talking about that douchebag Billy Faggot, Brokeback Mountain, takes it up the ass painter. And I know he belongs to a radical group that should be investigated by the federal government. And it's called, uh, which I gave the website, well, I don't know if it's a website. I really don't care.
That's why I gave the website for you there, Joe, thebeardedpatriots.com. And I invite you to call the FBI, the ATF, the U.S. Marshals. You can call the fucking CIA. And there's nothing wrong with it. We're a very small, tight knit group of mainly journalists, well, and YouTubers like Colonel Chris Wyatt, Jericho Green, by a conservative black man who lives in the depths of California, and a few others, including my colleague on Patriot Confederation, John Grosvenor. So please investigate us. And you go right ahead to your heart's contempt, Joe. You fucking idiot.
About the group. But if you
Let's
want to check them
continue.
out, but I made a typo. What is it? Bearded Patriots? The Bearded Patriots? I'm sure you can find it if you run it on Google. And basically, what happened is that I said that Billy Faggot Painter is on the right. He's really on the left side. That's what I meant to say. And then all of a sudden,
I
I made
can't
a
remember
mistake
what you
because
said.
tonight's been a pretty challenging night for us. And we said that I meant to say that he's on the left because he's a phony and he's a lying piece of dog shit. And he fucking steals from old blind people their gun. This was what was told to me.
Okay, so let's just play a little bit further and in here this because I know what you're going to say because I have debunked this shit, Joe. I have debunked it already, but you cling on to it because you think it's the gospel truth because you're that much of
And
a
how there was
fucking
a
moron.
podcast from this guy in Philadelphia. I forgot his name, Billy or whatever. They did a whole podcast on this guy. There was like five people on there, and they all said that Billy was sexually harassing women at a fair. He he beat up an old man, you know, something over a lawn dispute. He took this rifle from this older blind person and took the rifle. But these are all what I hear over the last couple years. So this
All right. So, well, you're saying I've got an assault charge, which I've never even heard of. So, I mean, you pull it. I'm pretty sure I know who's giving you this bullshit. A gentleman from Chicago named Chris Lauerman, who knows absolutely nothing uh, within nothing, creates a bunch of fake accounts on Twitter, X is now it's called. Yeah, yeah. He'll find pictures of these models, these young girls, and make fake profiles of them to pretend he has a following. I mean, that's who you're getting your information from somebody like that, you know. So, but so the assault charge never happened. That's made up. The um the podcast you're talking about is from an idiot in Philadelphia named Tony D when he was on with Fresno. And they were talking basically I was talking about caller ID spoofing on Matt Connerton Unleashed a couple years back. Tony D, because I used to call party lines back in the day, and apparently so does Tony D. He still calls them. I don't call him anymore. And he heard names because I was name dropping on Matt's show, and he recognized the names that I was dropping. Went to them, and then of course they do a whole podcast on me and try to pick apart everything I was saying as if I was lying, which I may have mistaken on a few things I was talking about, but I didn't lie about a damn thing. I mean, I got the articles and even heard the recordings and all that. And here's the thing, Joe, that's going to make you look even dumber because I'm going to put the link to that podcast in the description of this video. And they didn't say a damn thing about me sexually harassing other women or anything like that. They said nothing about that. They were picking apart what I said on Matt Connerton Unleashed when I was talking about caller ID spoofing. And of course, there's Matthew Wyman, who was known as Little Hacker. And he's trying to pick apart when I describe some of his crimes and why he did damn near 11 years in prison for swatting people. And I may have mistaken a few of the details, but I read the article made it to Rolling Stone magazine, and there were recordings of him calling 911 operators across the country and getting people swatted. I heard the recordings of it. I know what he did, and I know how he did it. So they were talking about that, Joe. They weren't talking anything, absolutely talking nothing about me sexually harassing women at a fair. I don't know where yep, never mind. I know where you're getting that. You're getting that from Chris Lauerman, who makes shit up. That's what he does. He makes things up, and you eat it up like the fucking moron that you are. And let's talk about me stealing a rifle. Do you realize stealing a firearm is a serious felony? Very serious felony. Yet I'm licensed to carry concealed. how would I be? How would I be able to get licensed to carry a concealed weapon if I were to have a felony like that? That's it's totally absurd. A bunch of nonsense, Joe. You're you sound fucking stupid every time you mention it. It's it's laughable. I mean, yes, I am allowed to, let's just say with a felony like that, I wouldn't even be allowed to have a firearm to start with. And if I have a felony like that, which they run an FBI background check on me and all that before I can obtain a concealed license, how would that have happened if I had a felony like that? Come on, use your fucking head, Joe. Well, that's right. You ain't got no fucking brains up there, or you got one that's probably about the size of a fucking peanut, which you always like the smell of your fresh roasted peanuts out of your ass, which is disgusting. But this is what you're going to go on every time. Let's hear more of what you had to say, because we got about 3 minutes left of this horse shit.
Has a reputation of being, like he's kind of like a criminal, but whatever. But the main thing is that I made a mistake. He is definitely on the left side pretending that he's on the right.
I'll put the link, another link in the description of this video, also to my channel for Patriot Confederation, which is actually on Brighteon, and I'm also on the Patriots Prayer Network. And if I did not have right-wing conservative beliefs, I would not be on the Patriots Prayer Network. They would not have me there. I mean, and all one has to do is listen to the shows, and they know which way I stand politically. And I have no doubt you stand on the right too, but I'm closer to the center than you are. You're on the fucking far right radical side. You're a fucking lunatic, dude. Anybody who leans way too far left or way too far right is a fucking lunatic. Let's continue.
He's nothing but a traitor to his own kind, to his own race. I've said this before. And he has assaulted people, taken advantage of people that he's younger than. He likes to beat up on older people. What a dick. I wish he tried that shit with me. I fuck him up. And I already challenged him. Because one day he go, oh, I'm going to come to New York, I'm going to kick your ass, and I'm going to bring my family. Well, what sane guy does that?
Okay, Joe. I told you to meet me in the Buffalo area if you wanted a piece of me so bad, because almost a couple of years ago, I went into Buffalo up to Niagara Falls, but I wasn't going to come into that shithole New York City that you live in. The city is so nice. I forgot, you don't live in that. You live in what's it called? Poughkeepsie, or I can't pronounce it correctly, but it's about an hour north. So you're basically upstate New York. You're not even in the city. You probably can't afford to live in the city, and you've even said that yourself. I mean, nothing to be ashamed of if you can't afford to live there, because it's fucking expensive there. I get it. I fucking get it. But come on. Wow. Yeah, so I told you I was going to be in Niagara Falls. If you wanted to see me and face me that bad, you wouldn't do it because you're too fucking scared. I know you got a car. You could have made it if you wanted to. Come out to the Buffalo area, and I would have whooped your ass if you took a swing at me. I would have hurt you. And I tell you, because you're about 16 years older than me, because I'm 50. You don't even know what Generation X is, but yet you want to bash Generation X. We're the next generation right behind you. That's what Generation X is, the next generation after the baby boomers. And I will be 51 this year. So I'm no spring chicken, but I'm definitely younger than you. And I would have beat your ass, and I probably would have felt bad about beating up an old man. I honestly would, because that's honestly the real kind of person I am. You know, I wouldn't have enjoyed it. And then I told you, if you really, really wanted to meet me that bad, you could either meet me while I was in Buffalo, which you wouldn't do, or if you want to come to Idaho, which you were too afraid to do because you said you'd get arrested, I said we'll pick the forest, the mountains, the desert, where nobody will be. There be no cops or anything, and we can fucking settle this. And yet you're the one calling me a coward, yet you would not show up while I was in New York State. And of course you ain't coming to Idaho, because you ain't afraid of the authorities. You'd be afraid of me, and you damn well know it. And you talk all tough on the internet like a keyboard warrior and talking in front of the camera. But and you called me fatso and all that, call me a fat ass, whatever. Yeah, I am a bit overweight, I do admit. And I'm out of shape. And I'd still kick your ass. I really would. If you really wanted to take it that far. So let's finish this bullshit here. There's probably there's a little less than 2 minutes left.
And I have some additional information on him too, which I haven't said yet. But Billy keeps opening his mouth. I might just let out the beans about his old man.
Oh, you know something about my dad? Yeah, I know that you're talking about him being in the rodeo circuit, which he was. He was a bull rider. He was a tough son of a gun. I'm not going to say son of a bitch, because I am not going to insult my grandmother like that. My dad was one tough son of a gun, and I watched him get in fights when I was little, and he fucked people up. But he was also kind enough to dust them off and make sure they were okay after the fight was over. That's the kind of compassion my dad taught me. So, but what do you know about my dad? I'm sure some kind of lie that Christopher Lauerman has told you.
Who worked in a rodeo, from what was given to me, and so if I was Billy, I keep my mouth shut, and I wouldn't call my fucking studio line, because now you're asking for it. And I've already said some stuff on him that I got from a reliable source. Now, whether that source is 100% reliable, I can't say. I'm sure they're going to write me tonight, because every time I talk about him, this guy, he can't stand Billy, and he's got a lot of accurate information. This guy hasn't been wrong yet.
Yeah, Christopher Lauerman has not been wrong yet. I can debunk everything he tells you about me. Every time, Jojo, every time.
You keep it up, Billy. You keep it up. So, again, as I said, I did not mean to say I'm on the left. There's no way this boy's on the left. No way. Made a typo.
You act like it.
After being harassed for about an hour, you get a little shaky, Sure I do.
Oh, what a fool. What a fool. Well, I just got done debunking everything pretty much he had to say in that video. I've explained things. But so what have you got to say next there, Jojo? What are you going to tell me about my dad? What are you going to tell me that I don't already know? If I don't know it, it's going to be a lie that Chris Lauerman has told you. But you are a fucking moron, dude. I mean, why I waste time on this? Well, I guess because this video is going to make your head explode. Just like every time I upload a video and put the truth out, your fucking head explodes. You don't like it. That's why I do it. Otherwise, you know, it is kind of pointless and childish that I do something like this. But I think I'm done here. So once again, my website, thebeardedpatriots.com. If you want to call the FBI, CIA, ATF, U.S. Marshals, whoever, go right ahead, because I have done nothing wrong. God bless America. I mean, shout out to true patriots out there who know that I stand up for this country. And it's Patriot Confederation this coming Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, on the Patriots Prayer Network. Yes, indeed, going to be interviewing Ryan Spoon, who is standing up to the mayor of Boise for the bullshit she's pulling. So that's what's coming up. Thank you very much for tuning in to this stupidity. I am Bad Billy, and I am fucking out of here.